Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be organizing Ark Nova, designed by Matthias Wig and published by Capstone Games and Fureland. This is a fully sleeved copy of the game that has no lid lift and is organized to get gameplay started as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure that you do. It is the best way to help us grow. Let's get started organizing Ark Nova. First off, we lift that lid here, and inside you're going to see that we have the rulebook draped over everything. We remove the rulebook, and then we have the glossary for all the different terms, as well as the icon overview that you'll want to leave on the table so you can reference throughout your play. Underneath that, we've gone ahead and laminated all of these starting deck personal setups as well as strategy tips. These were included in the pre-order of the game, but they're just going to be little things that give you some tips for your first turns, how your first coffee break goes, etc. So you can use these if you decide to play with those starting deck variants. Up next, we have our association board, and then all of our player mats here with all our different zoos. They are double-sided to give you some different setups for each game that you play. Underneath all of that, we have our main game board. And that brings us to our main section, which is going to hold all of our tiles, our cards, our player components, as well as our solo mode components. Let's go ahead and start with the cards. All of our cards are sleeved using the Ultra Pro Pro Mat Deck Protector, standard-sized gaming sleeves. I really like the way that these feel, shuffle, and I like the matte finish on them. So I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get some sleeves for yourself. You'll notice that we just have one large column of cards here. They're all leaned on top of all these player components, and that way they don't move anywhere. They're not going to get clipped by the box, not get crushed, and I think it works extremely well as you don't have anything in bags. It's really easy to just grab these cards, shuffle them, set them on the table, and you're ready to go. There are 3 different types of cards in this game, one with a lot of cards and then 2 with smaller. We'll go ahead and make sure those are organized based on their type, and we'll talk about the 2 smaller ones first. First off, we have our base conservation project cards. You'll shuffle these up and put them on the board at the start of the game based on the number of players playing. And then next you have your final scoring cards. You'll give 2 to each player, and then they'll pick one during the game to actually keep and score at the end of that game. And that brings us to our last type of card, the zoo cards. There's just a variety of cards that you'll find in here, and these are generally what you're going to be playing throughout the game, whether it be the different animals in your park, sponsors, etc. So we'll go ahead and remove all those cards, and boom, just shuffle these and you're ready to go. Underneath the zoo cards, we have all of our player components. Each player's bag will be full of pieces of their color, as well as the action cards for the game. So there's going to be a couple of things in each bag that you need to make sure are here. First off, those action cards. You want to have one of each type here. You'll keep this one to the side of the animals. It'll always go on the far left, and then you'll shuffle the rest and put them on the far right side. So this is just your setup. They're double-sided here with your advanced actions on the back. Very, very cool. In addition to the player cards, you're also going to find these 3 different components in your player color and put them in the bag. We've got our counters here for your score tracks, as well as your association workers for that association board actions, and then your random cubes for player colors to do a variety of things with. So you'll put all those action cards, as well as the remainder of those tokens, into a single bag for each player, and then you simply toss one of these to each player, and boom, you're ready to go. We'll do that for all the colors, including blue, red, and black. Pass those to the appropriate players. Up next, we have these trays for all the different tiles. Now, the game actually comes with 2 of these trays, and they are extremely useful. I strongly recommend you using them because they really do help with not only setting up that speed of play, but also facilitating gameplay throughout. So you'll lift off that plastic top here, and let's look inside this first tray. In this first tray here, we have a variety of enclosures, starting with all of the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Now, as you can see, there's going to be a lot of these extra, so you're actually going to put some under these petting zoos as well, particularly the 3s and the 4s. If you ever do run out of these stacks, you can grab them from here, but I think they do a great job with helping facilitate the space and making it a bit clear to find where things are without anything spilling over. So you put your extra 3s and 4s here, and then the petting zoos on top of that. We've got some special enclosures here with the aviary as well as the reptile house, so those will be on the bottom right. Our unique buildings in this main section, whenever a card calls for one, you'll have to search in here and find the matching symbol. And lastly, we have our pavilion and kiosk markers in this upper right section. And that finishes off this first tray. In our second tray, you'll notice there are no enclosures, but a variety of other tokens. Let's lift this lid off here, and inside you'll see that we have all of our money for the game. 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s. We have all of our tokens that can be sometimes pulled when you actually use specific animals. Constriction, venom, ×2s. And then you'll have your coffee break token that you'll place on that coffee break space on the main game board to track when the breaks are going to happen in the game. These next 2 sections are about the association board. During the coffee breaks, you're going to need to refill the association board with these appropriate tiles, as well as at the start of the game, you'll need to populate 1 of each type. So make sure that you have them banked here because you will need to refill them during those times. We have our extra action tokens pooled here. And lastly, we have our bonus tiles. You're going to pick 4 of these randomly at the start of each game and place them on the board. And that's everything in our second organizer. The last thing in the box here is this white cardboard box. We use it just to ensure that the trays are not sliding around and the inside has an overall snug fit to it. It also is going to hold a silica gel packet of freshness as well as your solo mode reference tile. So you'll put all those player markers on there and then track the amount of turns left you have in the game. It works really well, but you totally don't need it. You can also use something like a foam cube if you'd like, or even an insert from another game. Just something to keep those trays from sliding around and just keep your game nice and snug. And that's everything in Ark Nova. Let's go ahead and pack it up. In that upper left section, we'll put our white cardboard box, our silica gel packet, and our solo mode tile. We'll then place our 2 tile trays on the bottom left here. We'll put all of the player components in that upper right section. All of our zoo cards on this right side, leaning on those player components. Our base conservation and final game scoring cards on top of those zoo cards. Our board on top of all of this. All of your player mats, your association board, your laminated starting deck references, and then your glossary, icon overview, and rulebook. And that is organizing Ark Nova. How do you organize your copy of Ark Nova? What do you think of the game so far? Is this a theme you're interested in, or does it have mechanisms that are pulling you in? We'd love to know what you think. But thank you so much for watching SideGame Strong.